Crystal Tower Information Whiskey 21530 Zulu, wind 060 at 5.
076 Mike Juliet, this is departure radar contact.
Hazardous weather information from Minnesota available on flight service frequency.
You've dialed in the Flying Midwest podcast, connecting aviators from across America's heartland, sharing news, information, and events from around the region.
Calling 1953 on Overtower, roger, turn left heading 070, runway 9er, clear for takeoff.
Sit back, relax, and join our crew for some hangar talk as we discuss a wide variety of regional aviation topics.
Departure 71143, flying flag, runway 28 left, quick takeoff, left hand southbound.
And now, from our home at the Anoka County Blaine Airport, our checklist is complete, and we're ready for departure for another episode of the Flying Midwest podcast.
Contact departure, every flight.
Welcome, everyone, to the Flying Midwest podcast. I am Jim, one of your hosts. I'm joined by the lovely Maddie.
Hi, Jim. And everyone.
Co-host extraordinaire. And we are once again missing the Badger for he's badgering somebody at work, I'm sure. So, but he will join us in the interview section of this episode because he and I did this interview together. So,
sounds great. I'll be a stand-in for Badger. So, what can I do to pretend to be Badger?
You're gonna have to work on some jokes,
Shoot.
some dry humor. And how are you at bird strikes?
So far, unsuccessful, I guess.
Okay, well, I mean, that's probably a good thing, but you asked how you can be more like Badger. That's what I provided you as a list.
That's true. I'll do my best.
Just things to think about. You are out on a trip right now, so you're not in your typical studio setup.
I am.
So what you up to?
The huge. I'm in Maryland right now. I just went, actually, unrelated to aviation, I went for a really long hike, at least long for me. I'm training for that 20-miler, so I did a 5-mile hike today, and it was brutal. And I don't know how I'm going to do 20, but it's going to happen. I decree it. It will happen.
When do you have to be ready for 20?
May.
May. Oh, you got time.
Yeah, well, also, I don't know how it's going to be in the snow to train, so I don't know.
Does it snow much in Charlotte?
Well, in the mountains it probably does.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I haven't done that yet. I haven't seen that yet. We'll see.
Well,
but
could be a fun experience.
It could be. I hope so. But yeah, we just did a one-legger out here. We've been here for a couple of days, and we head back tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
I've actually never been to Maryland. So now
Did you get to explore a little bit beyond just your hike?
That was my exploration.
That was your exploration.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty boring on trips. And plus this wiped me out. So, yeah,
Gotcha.
Usually sometimes I do other things and explore, but this is enough exploration for me this trip.
Fair enough. How's the flying going?
Flying's good. Almost getting there with the landings. That's like the biggest thing. It feels like I'm a student again. I think I've said that before, but It like you think you see it and then you get commentary, from the CFI. It's like, man, nope, that wasn't it. But my mistakes are lessening. It's more, I usually flare early. That's my issue.
Oh, okay.
I'm afraid of getting too slow, but I'm not. So we'll get there. But yeah, not too bad.
All in due time.
Yeah. It's the actual flying bit isn't as bad. I've been hand flying a lot. The actual flying is getting a lot more solid. Like I'm more ahead of things. I'm thinking about things. I'm asking the right questions. But yeah, there's just a couple of tweaks that I'd like to make. But I am pretty close to hitting 100 turbine time. So that's
nice.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
That is exciting.
That's my goal. And then it's 1,000,
Yeah.
Yeah, and slowly but surely. What about you? What have you been aviationing lately?
I'm studying a lot.
Good.
I mean a lot. Probably not enough, but I'm studying a lot.
That's how it goes.
I'm going back to I really, really went back to the basics with some of the stuff. So I had a study plan written out, and I'm like, I'm just going to go back through my lesson plans / the ACS, and I'm going to kind of just go in order here through the ACS and cover these different tasks and just working through them. So today's lessons were all about aerodynamics and all that jazz. So
My
lift
favorite.
and drag and the other things.
You know, those.
I'm kidding. Lift, drag, weight, thrust, all that
Very
stuff. Bernoulli's principle, good times. And I love the analogy. I don't know why this didn't stick earlier in my flying journey. I love the analogy of air acts like a liquid.
I know, right? That one happened a lot
Makes
later.
it so much easier to comprehend.
Especially when talking about maneuvering speed. That's where I found it extremely helpful with, the boats on the waves. The bigger the boat, harder it is to brake, that kind of thing. Or the more aerodynamic, I guess. Because you got, you have to factor in like design, but as a general rule, that helps. Yeah. Fun stuff, isn't it?
So it was, as I was reading through the fun and exciting P-Hack once again, I'm like, it was just, as it just all started like coming back pretty quickly. It's not like I didn't know content. It's just a matter of studying it again. So and going, that's right. I remember that.
The more you talk about it, the easier it gets to just, for it to just spring out of your brain.
I was going to fly today, but it's like gusting 35. So
Ew.
pass.
That's my absolute max in a 172.
Hard pass.
Actually, 32 is where I like to stick under for a 172. For a low wing, give me 35. I can do 35. But yeah,
I was going to go in a low wing, but
missing out.
That's above my comfort level.
Well, were you going to go with a CFI?
No, I was going to go by myself.
Fair. Good decision making then.
So yeah, that's what I'm up to. I'll try to take a day off next week and go fly again.
That'll be good.
Since today's didn't come to fruition.
Yeah. Are you usually able to fly on weekends?
Yeah, if the weather cooperates and there's a plane available. That's the plan.
Right. How's your plane, speaking of which?
Well, I think I've told you that there's an engine attached to it.
Correct.
Things are getting put back onto said engine, and the bottom part of the cowling is back on. So
Getting there.
We're moving.
Nice.
It's still going to be a little bit, but we're moving.
How long is it?
Some of the baffling had to be redone, and that February we put it down.
Okay. Yeah, baffling and stuff. That stuff has to get replaced every once in a while.
Yeah, so he's just working through the baffling and with our new mag, just configuring that a little bit as far as installing it, and then we're gonna have that engine monitor too that we have to install. So
that'll be awesome. Those are always.
Yep, I'm excited for that. Yeah, that's what we got going on with said aeroplane.
Can you believe we're 2 episodes away from 100 episodes?
I cannot.
That's so crazy.
Because, again, this is something that was only supposed to last a couple of months, if you ask my wife.
That's hilarious. I also like that was never...
That's what she thought.
That was never discussed, except for the couple of times we were like, and then we're like, nah, let's keep going.
Yeah. Here we are, still going.
Can't believe it. That's so cool.
Yes, it is. I do have a couple of emails that we've received and some voice notes, so I'm compiling that stuff for when we record, and
that's awesome.
It's gonna be fun.
So this is your reminder, everybody. If you would like to be featured on an episode of the Flying Midwest podcast, which of course you do, take a couple minutes out of your day and tell us about your favorite thing or the silliest thing that you enjoyed this run of our silly little podcast. We'd love to hear it.
And honestly, you can send us a voice note, or if you don't want to, you can send us an email.
That's true.
If you don't want your voice on our podcast, because someone might recognize you and you'll be associated with this podcast, and I can understand where that's problematic for people. But you can just send those to our email, flyingmidwestpodcast@gmail.com, and we would love to hear from you.
We're short and sweet today, aren't we?
We are. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because we have guests to talk to.
We do. Very important guests. Jim, could you tell us a little bit about this episode's subject?
I would love to. This is an interview that Badger and I did over at AirVenture. I think that you were at... Where were you when we were recording this? Were you and your dad just hanging at Warbirds?
I thought I was in attendance for this one, but maybe I'm going crazy.
I don't think you were.
I thought I was.
Were you there when the tent tried to kill me?
No. Was that them?
That's when the tent tried to kill me. Yeah.
Okay.
Ben and Tracy created Uphaven. It is a Milwaukee-based charitable flying organization right now. So they're a 501c3 who make it their goal to provide medical transportation, but not just for the patient, but also for families who might be having a child within the Wisconsin healthcare system in eastern Wisconsin. They're actively growing, and we just talked to them about what it takes to build one of these in the first place, what drove them to build Uphaven, and just their incredible story. It was pretty inspiring. So I think you will enjoy hearing what they have to say.
That's awesome.
All right, well, let's get into our interview with the folks over at Uphaven.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to another live episode of the Flying Midwest podcast. We are here at the ACA booth, the Air Care Alliance booth. And we're going to be talking to Ben, who is the founder and, I guess, all the things for a new organization called Uphaven. So welcome, Ben.
Thank you, Andrew. It's a pleasure. Jim, fantastic to be here. Thank you.
Happy to have you. Happy to talk about your organization, too, so that's going to be pretty awesome. I've got so many questions.
All right.
Speaking of questions, we're going to start you with our Fast 5 questions that I'm going to make up on the spot.
All right.
And the slowest part will probably be me making up the questions. So,
all right.
But we'll get through it. Question number 1, what is your favorite dream aircraft? If you could own any airplane, cost or not an issue, what would it be?
Oh, man. The PC-12.
Okay.
It's just rugged, capable.
Yeah.
It's you only have to feed one engine. It's it's the big barn door on the back there, and that's my dream right there.
I do think this is really cool. They have one of those. They have a couple at my home airport, and they're fun to watch fly too.
Man, so. and go
just
anywhere.
A turboprop.
Go anywhere, do anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. So yeah.
All right. Question number 2: do you have a favorite place on the AirVenture grounds?
Ooh. Shoot, you know what? It's been like a decade since I was here last, and I've been here today for about an hour. So I'm gonna call it the Boeing Plaza right now.
Okay, because that's what you've seen. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let us tell you about the cheese curd tacos.
Oh yeah, please. I've heard of these.
They are a thing.
I have not had them yet, so hopefully that's in our future.
It could be. Be. Question number 3: ugliest airplane in your opinion?
Ooh,
I love the look I get when I ask that question because no one sees it coming. They think it's, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? What's the ugliest airplane? I'm like, what?
Ugliest airplane, man. That's a tough one.
You can say Badgers if you want.
I don't know. Is there such a thing, to be honest? If I'm being real.
That has been a pretty good answer so far. A lot of people have used that answer. And
that's not a unique one.
I typically throw back anything with a canard, that's my personal opinion.
Huh?
I don't like the canards for some reason.
I don't know. Is that considered a futuristic design, or is that just you're just trying too hard to be unique or
I don't know
different or I don't know.
Whatever. It still flies.
It does fly,
right?
And admittedly, some of them look kind of neat. I mean, as far as it might be kind of cool to fly it, but I think they're ugly.
Yeah. All right. It's just hanging out there, I guess.
All right. So no plane is ugly. That was question number 3, I think.
Yeah, that was 3.
Okay. Question number 4. Do you have a favorite aviation movie?
Favorite aviation movie? Airplane, just as a classic.
Yes.
All right. You got to do that.
You've redeemed yourself from the question you didn't have an answer for. And question number 5. If you could meet anyone in aviation, dead or alive, and have a conversation with them, who would it be?
Honestly, it's a cheat. It's a cheat. But I want to spend more time with my grandfather.
That's not a cheat at all.
Well, but I've met him. He passed away when I was in 5th grade, and he was a captain of a B-24 bomber in the war. And I've learned, since he's passed away, I learned a ton about his specific airplane, Shady Sadie, and the missions that he flew, some of the emergencies that he had along the way, some of the crew that he's lost. And I just, now that I'm older and I have more of an appreciation for what that was, I'd love to just have another conversation with him.
I think that's a great answer.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Not a cheat at all.
All right, thank you, yeah.
You've redeemed yourself from any other flubs that we might have thought you have made. I feel even bad saying that you had a flub now because that was a really good answer. Well, thanks for playing along with the Fast 5 questions. you have passed this round, and now you get the real interview questions.
All right, wonderful. Ready for it.
Our listeners are going to get so sick of hearing me say that.
Yep. All right.
Take it away,
So
Badger.
speaking of our listeners, Ben, if you could tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and your aviation background.
Sure. Well, I mentioned about my grandfather, so I've been in aviation since early on. I started flying gliders at 14 years old, just out of Hartford. Then went to power at 16, got my the private at 17. And then instrument, commercial, multi, all that by 2004. So I've been around aviation for better part of 30 years, actively flying. And then have a degree in aviation technologies and air carrier operations. And so it's definitely part of who I am, and it's in my blood, I think. And it's just been a huge piece of my upbringing and my current professional endeavors too. With I've seen the industry in all different types of corners, whether it be flying myself or being part of disassembly efforts on both the commercial and the commercial and military side of things, and fleet management, retirement management for airlines. I've been around. So it's been an interesting ride. So born and raised in Milwaukee, and just a short hop here today. So
awesome. Nice. That is quite the wide variety of experience.
Yeah.
So you're here representing Uphaven, which is a newer, starting up medical transportation volunteer service type of operation, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us a bit about what Uphaven is.
Yeah, so Uphaven is... So you've got a lot of public benefit flying organizations out there, and we're doing similar things in the sense of helping families and children get to Milwaukee healthcare facilities from long distances. So very, very niche. And we just started better part of a year ago, and we've been in the process of getting the technology in place, building out our infrastructure, building out our volunteer base for pilots and drivers. It really started in memory of my wife and I, in memory of our daughter Lenny. She was born on Mother's Day 2023, and we quickly were admitted into the NICU at Children's Wisconsin, and she battled for about 3 weeks from seizures and a whole bunch of different things and then she ended up passing away.
I'm sorry.
So, no, thank you. And so this Uphaven is in memory of her. And while we were in the NICU and the PICU, we very quickly realized the challenges that families face being there. Over 50% of the families, at least at Children's Wisconsin, come from over 2 hours away or more. While we were there, easily 50 to 70% of the rooms didn't have parents with their child, and for any number of reasons, and they absolutely wanted to be there, but you have financial constraints, you have job flexibility, you have other family members that need to be taken care of. So it just is an impossible, it's already difficult to have a child go through a healthcare crisis, but you add life around that too. It's just an impossible situation. So we really wanted to be part of the solution for that, and there's a lot of wonderful organizations that are doing very similar things, and we just wanted to be very niche and small as a start to support the Milwaukee healthcare facilities. What's interesting is there are volunteers, quite literally, that are part of the healthcare system that are specifically there to hold babies in the NICUs. And that tells you two things. One, it's that difficult for families to be there to do it themselves. And two, it's that important as part of the healing process to have that human touch, to have that hold and care be felt for the child. So what we're doing as a public benefit flying and helping families and children stay together is a very, very critical piece of the healthcare process. for both families and children. So that's our goal with Uphaven. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's important to note, you mentioned Milwaukee a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We have one of the best medical colleges in the area specifically for pediatrics. So for those not familiar with the area, that's what kind of the goal is for that, is to get not only the patients to the care, right?
Yep.
But also, sounds like keep the family unit together.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, you're spot on. There's wonderful healthcare facilities all across the state and all across the region. Children's Wisconsin really has fine capability for critical care and specialized care. And that's what we're trying to support.
So what does it take to start an organization like this, from I want to do this to getting to where you are now?
Yeah, a lot more than both Tracy and I expected, to be honest. It's
I'll bet.
Just everything takes longer, takes more resources than you'd expect, and it really is a process. You very quickly realize how many hats that you need to either put on, learn to be able to do yourself, or have a team behind you. And we have a wonderful team, small team be it, and we're continuing to grow. But yeah, you have to. The learning curve is steep, and it continues to be that way. And it's just exciting. We're now at a point where we've got the technology in place. We've got growing numbers from volunteer pilots and drivers, and we're quite literally any day now will be our first flight. We're just we did have a few families teed up as kind of our guinea pigs, if you will, that were going through some pretty challenging healthcare journeys, and they were willing to help us out with that. And it took us a little bit longer to get to this point, and since then these families have been healed. And so it's a wonderful thing to hear, and so we're just basically rekindling the awareness and the education process that we're out there for families, and we're plugging in the best we can with where families are now. So any day now, we'll have our first flight request and get our first flight going. So we're really, really excited.
Yeah, and I'm sure in that excitement you're still thrilled that this family in particular didn't need you guys anymore.
Oh, it's honestly tears were shed when we were talking to them and finding out that in this instance the child was on dialysis, and there was a kidney transplant, and the child will still need care, follow-up care and things, and we'll be able to help support that family, but it wasn't a weekly or bi-weekly support that they needed anymore. It was more every other month, and they could actually utilize more of the rural healthcare systems that were further north. They didn't need the critical care that Children's Wisconsin could provide. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's what it's about, really. So
you talked a bit about like the infrastructure and the technology that you have in place now. What does that look like? What kind of infrastructure do you have to set up? What technologies do you use? And you don't have to say specific vendors or anything, but like, what kind of technologies do you guys use to help facilitate all this?
Yeah, so we, from a technology standpoint, we actually built our own. Okay. And again, it's been a quick learning process that we've realized that the AI app building process is very real. Like, it's a very capable thing.
Yeah.
That you literally can essentially tell them what you want it to do, and you can build it out relatively quickly and cheaply. But it was a learning process to get there. We were thinking we were going to plug into systems that were already there. Yeah. And we tried that out, but it was pretty expensive, and it was a lot more robust than what we needed it for, at least as a starting point. So we kind of pivoted, and that was one of the things that took us a little bit longer than expected.
Okay.
But I think we're in a good spot with that. And the technology really supports the onboarding process for pilots and drivers, and then also the flight requests and doing the due diligence process. And then you've got the record keeping, if you will, the administration, the back end of all of this to help us manage, where some of the gaps are from a service standpoint. How can we better position ourselves for awareness, for the families to find us, for the pilots and drivers to find us, that sort of thing. So that's definitely part of it. And then supporting the the communication with the healthcare facilities and you getting the waivers and things from families, getting the site verification forms and medical liability forms and things. And that's one of the things I think the niche really will do for us is have a strong embedded paths into these healthcare systems that will allow us to be able to turn flight requests quicker.
Okay.
So currently we're requesting 5 business days notice between the flight request and when the flight needs to happen. We're really trying to focus and strengthening those processes so we're at a point where we could do it within a few hours.
Okay.
And that'll take obviously a strong network of pilots, but also an embedded process into the healthcare system to be able to support that type of turn.
Yeah.
So we've got wonderful relationships that have been developing over the last year directly with Children's Wisconsin, and also we've been partnering with Ronald McDonald House. So they provide the home away from home. We provide an avenue to get there, and being able to go back and forth between Ronald McDonald as an example and home, and not only support appointments or additional healthcare needs, but support long-term care. So you've got a lot of families that are staying at the Ronald McDonald House as an example for months on end, literally. And you've got moms and dads that want to be able to swap out. You've got other kids at home still. You've got soccer games that you want to check out. You've got dances father-daughter dances that you want to be a part of. Those types of things that we really want to be able to support the unique circumstance for each family to take at least a little bit more of the burden away from having a critical child health care need. So.
You mentioned a good point, too, with just some people I'm acquainted with that have had similar situations where mom and dad are splitting their time up and just the burden that is in general. So I think having a service that is going to help facilitate that for them would be really beneficial.
Yeah. We hope so. And talking with families and doctors, nurses, and Ronald McDonald, everyone, it seems to be that this is really a beautiful service need fix that we're trying to support there.
I think you look at the first mission that you're flying as like a major milestone.
Yeah.
Along the way as you're building this, are there other milestones that you're like, this is a big pivotal moment for us, or just a benchmark for you as you've built this out, like various moments in time?
No, that's a great question. It's and you're absolutely right. The first flight is key. It just makes so many things easier. When you're talking about funding, when you're talking about growing the volunteer base, as an example, having something to point to more easily. Here's the impact that we're making. Here are the flights that we've got going on. It just makes everything easier. So yes, the first flight and additional flights coming in are critical. And really, our goal is 10 flights this year.
Okay.
We've already surpassed our pilot goal of getting 10 pilots onboarded, and we're about 20.
Oh wow!
And then 10 drivers, and we're about there. So modest numbers, but that's been our goal, and we're already there. And so getting that first few flights in is critical. And then really, just generally speaking, just already feeling the momentum building and having it take on a life of its own. As small as we are already, you're getting people to talk about you. People that you don't know.
Yeah.
You're getting into these like ancillary relationships that you're like, oh my gosh, this is really reaching people, and getting questions through different channels that you yourself didn't create. And just again having the momentum take on a life of its own is really, really been wonderful too. I think just we really are focusing on kind of piecing this together and figuring out the recipe for Milwaukee, and then perhaps expanding to a Madison as an example,
sure.
As another Ronald McDonald House and strong healthcare facilities there. But maybe that's another critical point of, okay, we've got this Milwaukee figured out, and we can expand with where we can support. Again, staying very niche and very purposeful and strategic with what our networks are and our relationships with certain specific healthcare facilities. So
you've mentioned pilots, you've mentioned drivers. Obviously, they have to get from the airport to the medical facility somehow.
Yep.
What are some other roles that as you've gotten closer and closer to the flying a first mission, you've thought, man, it would be really nice to have somebody to just manage this one aspect.
Sure.
Or I guess spoken a different way, how can other people get involved and help out?
Yeah. I love it. And really, this has been one of the larger challenges for us is when you're first starting out, and I wasn't expecting it, but when people ask that, how can we help? It's a simple question, but really difficult to define because you feel like you're drinking from a fire hose and you're not quite sure yet what the day-to-day is really going to look like. So we're at a point now where that's starting to become more defined. So helping spread the word as just a general simple thing. We just took on a social media person to help us out with more consistent outreach and that sort of thing. So marketing is key. We've got the support from an accounting standpoint, but fundraising is going to become a really big initiative for us. Again, when we have more things to point to as part of our impact. I'm trying to think what else, like in the near term, we're looking at. Those are really the few big points at this point on where help is going to be critical moving forward. And just really being cognizant of what both the family experience is and the volunteer experience, the pilots and drivers and things. We want to make sure that the onboarding process, as an example, is as comprehensive and as easy as possible, frictionless. For the families, we actually have a person on our board from Children's Wisconsin that specializes in family experience. And so having her expertise and being able to plug into what that looks like and having somebody that can really critically look at what the experience is for families will be key too. So really fleshing out our board and our volunteer base for moving forward into making sure that we maintain the critical mass of where we are now and continuing to focus on improving that is really key and getting people around that mission. That part of the mission.
What do you feel has been the biggest challenge in starting this up?
Because I'm trying to figure out a way to communicate it even.
This tent is trying to murder me, I think. Chairs that this tent is trying to murder me. That or there's a ghost that follows us in here.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Man.
Maybe it's my current life I should be worried about too. It's like karma.
Most challenging. I think really it was part of the technology piece was a challenge. I think because of the shift of expectation.
Okay.
Meaning that we had. Oh, jeez.
Might as well just leave them down at this point.
I wish that I had my camera rolling to watch this tent trying to kill me. It's not too late.
All right. You might need to start that over, but the shift in...
Yeah. The most challenging piece so far has been getting the technology where it needs to be. And part of it is the shift of expectation where we were fully expecting to kind of plug into technology that's already there. And it was going to take just a few weeks. But then it got drawn out for months and months and months to the point where we ended up actually building our own. So that was a difficult piece to get through. But I think we're in a really good point at this point now. So, yeah.
And a follow-up question directly related to just challenges in general, not just that challenge. Mm-hmm. How do you keep yourself motivated as you're building something like this up and trying to keep the finish line in sight?
Yeah. Well, just mostly where this is all coming from with our daughter Lenny and meeting the families that we know will be supporting along the way and understanding and seeing how impactful this mission is through other public benefit flying and what we're trying to do as well. Just keeping that at the forefront and knowing that this is a huge need, a critical need for people, and knowing, how many people we'll be able to touch along the way with what the mission is. So that's definitely our driving driving force for the mission and staying motivated. Yep.
This tent is haunted.
The next 2 or 3 questions I can kind of just lump into one because
Sure.
it's from the pilot's perspective, the driver perspective, the patient's perspective. But if somebody wanted to help volunteer, either drive, fly, donate time, donate money, or if there's a patient or a patient family that wants to reach out, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, our website's got everything there. So flyuphaven.org. It's a pretty simple website, hopefully, and it segments it out whether or not you're a family that needs a flight, or whether or not you're a pilot that's looking to fly with us, or a driver that's looking to help us out in driving. There's a lot of frequently asked questions on each page specific to what you're interested in as a role. And then there's an application process for both pilots and drivers, and then a flight request form.
Okay.
And then there's also the manuals on there. There's a whole bunch of different volunteer resources. There's a page on our website as well. So and then we've got social media on all your normal platforms. So yeah, we're easy to find, hopefully, for people, and hopefully it's really informative on the website as a starting point. And we're out there. Just email us, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you, and always interested in feedback too. If there's a challenge along the way to reach us, or get the information you need, please let us know. We're really here to make that as comprehensive and easy as possible. So,
yeah, and it shows in the work because on the website it's very well built. It is easy to follow. The application process for being a pilot volunteer was very easy and pretty quick.
Wonderful,
So
yeah.
I found it to be very intuitive and
Great.
easy to navigate. Is the website, and are you guys set up to start accepting donations through the website yet as well?
Yep. You can donate right on the website.
Nice.
If you want to get away from the fees and things, and we take care of the fees if that's an option for you. But if you'd like to mail in a check to get away from that, we've got all that information there under the donation page.
So as we mentioned at the beginning, we're here at the Air Care Alliance tent, and you guys recently got accredited, is that the right word, with the ACA? So now pilots can use their compassion call sign while
Yes.
flying for Uphaven.
Yeah, we are part of ACA, it's an absolutely wonderful organization, the broader voice of public benefit flying, and it's wonderful to be a part of them. And you're absolutely right. We can start using the compassion call sign, and it's a great service that ACA provides, and ACA is a massive resource for all of us. So strongly suggest checking them out too along the journey of volunteering with us. So yeah, it's great.
Is there anything else that you want to cover that we haven't talked about?
Oh man, you guys are good. So I don't.
That's my catch-all question at the very end.
I think we covered so much. It's just, it's wonderful to be a part of this space and being able to support some extremely special families and be working with amazing people along the way. It's we've been overwhelmed with the families that we've been meeting and the volunteers that we've been so lucky to for them to be a part of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's just such a special group of people, a special mission that we're all a part of, and we're just lucky to be in a position and have the resources and the people around us to be able to make this happen. So thank you all to everyone out there that's part of these missions and want to give back to families and disaster relief or what have you. There's just a ton of different ways that aviation comes together and supports the broader scope of people. It's a special community that we're a part of. So
I heard creaking and cracking. I just assumed something else was going to fall on me.
So thank you, and thank you both. Our pleasure. I really appreciate having me on and being able to talk about Uphaven and talk about how people can help along the way. So thank you. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely. But you're not getting off that easy yet.
Yeah, there's another question.
We do have one last question.
All right.
Jim, the honor is yours.
Oh, it's mine?
It's yours.
Oh, thank you so much. Typically, this is our co-host Maddie's responsibility. This is her thing. I don't know that I'm going to do it justice, but I'm going to try. In this world of aviation, we all have, we can have opinions. So, do you have any unpopular aviation opinions or hot takes or pet peeves that you'd be willing to share in a recorded environment?
Wow. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this counts, but just the expense is just out of control. I've been flying around for about 30 years, and I just wish that, a 152 you could get away with an hour of it in like at $30, $40.
Yeah, right. Not happening.
Yeah, no. and it's just I guess I'm frustrated with that, and just seeing the amount of innovation that's out there, around us everywhere, and it's, there's just so much red tape, and I totally understand why that's there. I get it, but you've got a Cirrus aircraft flying with an engine that's 60 years old. It's just a funky thing that,
right.
Again, totally understand. It's a proven wonderful thing, but I'd love for things to be easier still. And I know, the EAA and a whole bunch of different wonderful organizations are doing everything they can to make this all more affordable and more approachable and more doable for a lot more people. But man, it's difficult. And I just wish that was easier. So that's, I guess, my gripe.
That's a great gripe.
I love it. Yeah.
There's so many good points, especially with like the innovation that's happened within just the world, and we're flying with 1960s technology.
Yeah, it's it really is a frustration, and just the development of technology. We're so close. Yeah. We're really there. It's just, man, it's still very far away.
Yeah, so close, but so far.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, well, Ben, we can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing with us a little bit of your story and the background of Uphaven, and we're looking forward to seeing some of the amazing things that you guys will be doing in the future.
Thank you. Very much appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Ben and Tracy, for taking time out of your busy schedule at AirVenture to talk to us about Uphaven and your inspiration for creating this organization in the first place. It's really an inspiring story, and out of tragedy was born this really great organization. So it was really cool to hear how you came about that story and the things that you're hoping to do with it.
So I heard that we actually just got an update from Ben. Jim, do you mind sharing that?
We did. They actually started flying missions last month. So the message from them is they've had a few successful flights, and they're looking for more opportunities to fly people, as well as drivers and pilots to assist with their missions. So if you or someone you know is interested in this type of flying or volunteer work, you can go to their website, which is flyuphaven.org. You can go over to their little tab on the top that says volunteer, click on it, and there's all kinds of ways that you can help, whether it be driving or flying or other ways to help as far as monetary donations to help them keep this going. So, if you're looking for that opportunity, if you're in the Milwaukee area, or if you're not and you want to help them expand, feel free to reach out to them. Flyuphaven.org.
So everybody do not forget that episode 100 is coming up really quickly in the next month. So we want to hear from you.
Don't forget,
because we want to hear from you, either text-based or in audio form. If you want to send a video, you can, and we will watch it. We will, it being an audio-only podcast, however, we will not be able to show it, but we can display your voice for all to hear. We do really want to hear from you. Even if you just want to say hello or whatever, that's totally fine. We'd love to hear from you guys and to have you on our big 100. Woo!
Excitement.
Wow. Please calm it down, sir. It's too much.
Sorry.
Your enthusiasm off the charts.
And again, you can send those to us at flyingmidwestpodcast@gmail.com. And speaking of that email address, if you or someone you know would be a great future guest for the podcast, you can reach out to us at that email address or any of our social medias to tell us what you would like to bring to our podcast, and we will get back to you at our earliest convenience.
Don't forget that we have sweatshirts and hats now for our merch. So if you would like to wear your favorite regional aviation podcast on your being, please take a look at our website, flyingmidwest.com/merch. We'd love to see some more sweatshirts out there. I will have to buy one myself, actually. Very excited.
Or even if you want to represent your least favorite regional podcast.
Yeah, obviously. Who would want to do that?
Aviation podcast. Because we are also the best and the worst in this space.
That's so true. I am working on those designs. I just want to put it out there. I said I would for Osh, and I would totally drop the ball. And now I'm a working woman.
Work and life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have ideas though. I'm trying to be artsy and actually do it. But I'm hoping within the next few months, even though it's a long time, to actually get those released. At least one of them.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Me too.
And as always, if you like what we're doing, we would love it if you left us a rating and a review, and we would we'll stumble over your review in a future episode.
Well, thank you everyone so much for attending. Yeah, thanks for attending our conference. Sheesh.
Thanks for attending our TED Talk.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here for this episode of the Flying Midwest podcast. And until next time,
see ya.
See ya.
Flight 536, contact Minneapolis Center 132.35 today.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Flying Midwest podcast. Until next time, podcast service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Good day.